That was beautiful. Okay, you all, I am Victoria Townsend. I'm Victoria Townsend in the poetry community. I'm known as Victoria Angelique. I've been writing poetry. I fell in love with poetry at a very young age. I've competed in Shakespearean competitions and things like that. Poetry has always been my love because to tell a message and to rhyme it and people to understand it, and it doesn't have to be a novel. It can be short and sweet and the message can come across. That's why I fell in love with poetry. Now, my poetry is for everybody. It's for saints and sinners. I write for everybody. My project that I'm releasing is my first project that I actually consolidated and said, over 7 years, this is what I want to put in the world. This is what my generation needs. This is what the elders need to hear from our side of you. This is what needs to be heard. And I hope you enjoy it. The project is called Excuse My Ebonics. It's dropping in November of this year. I'm really excited about it. Photography, visualizations, everything. So just listen. So my first piece is called Silent Scream. Can you hear it? The silent scream of the little girl afraid to chase her dream. Because she's bullied at school. Those kids are so mean. And at home she has no supportive team. So she locks herself in a room and uses drugs to forget everything. Can you hear it? The silent scream of a man whose past that isn't so clean. He's changed now, but to the world he's still the same. You call him criminal, thief, sinner instead of his name. He tries to do right, but he's always wrong because society has convinced him that he doesn't belong. That boy that you ridicule because he was gay has a past of being continuously raped because he couldn't get away from his own relative that took his manhood away and lowered his self-esteem. When you ridiculed him, did you hear his silent scream? That woman that sits in the back of the congregation, the one you separate yourself from because she engages in sinful acts of sexual stimulation, grew up with no parents, no home, living out of trash cans. Therefore, it was easy for her to fall victim to a man's hands. She comes to church and attempts to get clean while you were praying. Did you hear her silent scream? That man on the bus stop that smells horribly bad. Do you know he lost everything in the fire and the clothes on his back is all he had? Did you ever stop to think and listen to his story? Oh, by the way, his name is Charles and his wife's name was Lori. Oh, he's too fat. He needs to lose weight. He'll never get married, let alone have a date. Every day he goes home and tends to his mother because she's dying and there's no one there but him and his 4-year-old brother. Oh, she thinks she's better because she went to college. Do you know she worked 16-hour shifts just to pay for that knowledge? While they were out clubbing, she was scrubbing floors, cleaning out toilets and Windex and doors. Stop judging, hating, and condemning others because you never know what secrets they cover. Not good enough, overweight, losing sight of my dreams. I bet y'all never guessed that those were my silent screams. Thank you. So, that piece. We all got them. Got our silent screams, and people walk around and we want to be something big and want to be the change in the world, but we got to change ourselves first to help people. We got to recognize that people, they're not bad people. We got good in all of us. We just have to bring it out, and I can't approach you like I approach you. I can't talk to everybody the same. I got to relate. And honestly, I relate to my millennials. I relate to my minorities, and that's my passion. That's what I go for, and I try to break those color barriers a lot of times because growing up in corporate America, living in corporate America right now, they don't understand our struggles, and it's hard to have conversation about what's going on in the world. And I'm a black MBA, so I have to go to work and put on a face, but at the same time let them know my presence is there. Right. And I do that not for me, but for those that come behind me. So it can be a little bit easier for her to walk through the door with her pink hair and her pink fingernails. Because pink don't mean that you can't think. Okay? Go ahead. So this next piece is called Wanna Be White. And I wrote it because I'm on social media a lot. I'm a millennial. Or whatever, you know. Marketing is great. So a lot of times we have girls nowadays, I'm sure everybody's aware, they're doing everything to be seen by a man. And I don't know if they may want to be a wife, but they don't understand what it's like to be a wife, or they don't understand the requirements to be a wife. They just think I should get a ring on my finger and post it on social media, right? So I dedicate this poem to all those girls that want to be wives just because they want the title. Okay? So it goes, you want to be a wife. But see, you live by side chick guidelines, trying to find a man that's wholesome and loyal in club lines. You alter your face with that Sephora and MAC paste, thinking it's going to give you a head start in the catch a man race when all you have to offer is a fat and a slim waist. Which might be appealing to the average man, but do you really trust average with your marriage hand? And you want to be a wife. You spend your life playing woman number 2, telling your girls he's leaving her for you, but if he do, what exactly does that prove? Because see, now you're just number 1, and number 3 is number 2. You step on toes and break households just to turn your half to whole, just so you can feel less empty. But if another woman does it to you, you expect sympathy? I mean, I get it. Two wrongs don't make a right, but see, karma is and she's always in sight. See, you may have won around, but she always wins the fight. And you want to be a wife. Disrespecting your fellow woman just to say you have a man, reassuring him that whatever whatever you can't, she can. See, that's the type of, a real woman can't stand a relationship is for 2. You were never in the plan. You're an accident. That he turned into a benefit. See, women like you are worse than white supremacists because you fool the world with your false testaments about how the Lord saved you and you a devoted Methodist, believe church and sleep with someone's husband and cause marriage detriment. And you want to be a wife. Sweetie, let me give you some advice. See, the Bible says they are no longer 2 but 1. Therefore, what God has joined together, let man not separate. See, that may have been too biblical for you, so let me translate that. Man that you sleep with already has a half. So let's solve this equation. I call it simple math. 2 halves make a whole, and that equals 1. So let's add your half in and calculate the sum. Okay, 2 halves make a whole, and that already equals 1. So let's add your half in and calculate the sum. Baby, their halves make a whole, and that already equals 1. So how important is your half when they already got the sum? Okay, and this is the last piece I'm going to do. Excuse my Ebonics hashtag coming out November 2018. It's called Too Pretty. And the reason why I wrote this is because there's a stereotype when you're pretty. I'm in sales, corporate America, so, oh, you're pretty, you'll sell well, and you should be this, and since you're pretty, you should be natural, and your nails should be this way, you should think this way, and I didn't know pretty came with criteria. So, this is too pretty. Long hair, bottle shape, spotless complexion. Pretty. How do we define that reflection? Honestly, the definition is vague and superficial when we were made custom. Perhaps we should check Pretty's credentials. Too pretty. She can wear pumps, but she better not smoke blunts because she's too pretty. Although she may have a past, life for her must be a blast because she's too pretty. What you see with your eyes is nothing but a mask. Now what she sees staring at her in the glass. Too pretty. Model, singer, actress, must be her profession. She could possibly have 4 kids at 23. Pretty girls know how to use protection. You see, I laugh at the generalizations because of the framework of BS, not the general population. Behind that face is a soul that cries, screaming outside, I'm the baddest chick alive. Lord, take the wheel, the lies. What she meant to say is every day I have to add to what somebody took away. Every day I have to provoke the haters and attract the hustlers, the money makers. Every day I make a wish that I obtain more followers on my Instagram list. Because see, Pretty defines herself through the masses, seeking approval of people in higher up classes. If you think I'm lying, take off those rose-colored glasses. Pretty? Thank you. I appreciate it. So, excuse my I didn't bring anything with me. I apologize. My butchers were